Last week I was on what I thought was going really well as a second date. We were walking through the park, talking, laughing, and then she reached over and gently touched my arm while making a point about something, and I completely froze. My heart started racing. My palms got sweaty. I met Sarah through a mutual friend, and she seemed wonderful, kind, funny, successful. Our first coffee date went great, so when she suggested we meet for a walk in the park, I was excited, and I actually took a step back from her. She noticed immediately and asked if I was okay. It wasn't about her specifically, it was about me. I realized I hadn't been touched by someone new, someone who wasn't my ex-partner, in over 15 years. When we try to open up again, our bodies can react like we're in danger, even when we're not. She said our attachment systems can become rusty when we have used them in romantic contexts for years. It's like our emotional immune system is overreacting to something that should be normal and healthy. Just like any anxiety, dating trauma responds well to gradual exposure, self-compassion, and sometimes professional help. The key is recognizing it for what it is and not being ashamed of it. Even just 2 sessions have helped me understand my triggers better. I texted her the next day, explained that I had some anxiety around dating again, and asked if we could take things slowly. She was incredibly understanding and supportive. This isn't a character flaw or something to be embarrassed about, and don't be afraid to get professional help if you need it. There's no shame in wanting to love and be loved again, and there's no shame in needing support to get there. My body and heart are protecting me the only way they know how, and that's actually pretty amazing when you think about it. I'd love to hear your story in the comments below. Sometimes just knowing we're not alone makes all the difference. My body didn't know how to process it. This is a genuine physiological and emotional response that deserves to be taken seriously. You're not too old, too damaged, or too set in your ways. You're just human, and you're healing. For others, it might be feeling overwhelmed by the vulnerability of sharing personal information, anxiety about being judged or rejected, fear of intimacy after being hurt before, or even simple things like not knowing current dating etiquette or technology. I wasn't, and that's when I realized something I've been avoiding for months. I have dating trauma, and it's real. I am intentionally putting myself in low-stakes social situations where I can practice being comfortable with new people and casual physical contact like group activities or very casual meet. If you've been out of the dating world for years, whether through divorce, loss, or just a long relationship that ended, you might relate to what I'm about to share. Let me back up. I've been single for 2 years now, and I finally felt ready to start dating again. But the moment she touched my arm, something so innocent, so natural, my body went into complete panic mode. I had to excuse myself, said I wasn't feeling well, and went home. I spent the rest of the evening trying to understand what had just happened to me. That's when I started researching dating trauma, and I discovered I'm not alone in this. Dating trauma isn't just about bad past relationships, though that can certainly be part of it. It's about the anxiety, fear, and physical responses that happen when we try to open ourselves up to new romantic connections after being out of the dating world for an extended period. For me, it showed up as physical panic when touched. Our nervous systems get used to being safe and closed off. I reached out to a therapist who specializes in relationships, and she told me this is incredibly common, especially for people who've been in long-term relationships or marriages. The good news, it's temporary and treatable. I also learned that this is different from being out of practice socially. So what am I doing about it? First, I was honest with Sarah. Second, I am working with a therapist to process my feelings about my past relationship ending and my fears about starting new ones. Third, I'm practicing what my therapist calls graduated exposure. And finally, I'm being patient with myself. If you're experiencing something similar, whether it's panic, anxiety, or just feeling completely overwhelmed by the idea of dating again, please know you're not broken. Take it at your own pace. Be honest with potential partners about what you need. Have you experienced dating trauma or anxiety about getting back out there? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.